Okay. User satisfaction versus performance metrics. Now, this one in particular, where did they get this data from? I only bring it up because there seems to be I can't remember where their source is. It's somewhere here. But essentially, they took data here and they asked, here we go, of the 1,733 sites and apps that have systematically tested a Nielsen-Norman group. There we go, the Nielsen studies. We have good quantitative and subjective metrics for 298 designs. Now, designs does mean user interface, but it also means performance. Let me see if I can turn on. Sure, good enough. So what they discovered, so if you look at like, it's like, I can't remember what you call this, a plot point or something. Essentially, you just put a dot, where the respondents generally like gather around in terms of user performance and then user subjective rating, because whether they like a design or not is pretty subjective. So you can see like up here, there would be somebody or a group of people who thought that it was extremely important that something is very, very good looking and very, very performant. Whereas down here, you could see it would be like this group over here would say, I don't really care about either one, right? And so in the middle, you're going to find, whatever, you're going to look at the clusters and see where they cluster more. Generally speaking, he goes over the methodology and whatnot. So generally speaking, there isn't a strong paradox, right? So what that means is you're not going to find a cluster of people strongly on this side or strongly on this side. What you're going to find is that people generally tend to care like around here in the center, right? Around the ones, maybe around the twos a little bit. So around the ones primarily, people are going to start caring a lot about your performance and your like design features and things like that, right? So anybody who says users don't really care about performance, they might not care that much, but they definitely care. They might not care as much as you might expect, like all the way over here, a bunch of people care about performance, or maybe like all the way over here, but they definitely care more than they don't. So that's why I wanted to bring this up real quick. This is a Zipto one. I had to go look up their sources, which I have it somewhere. I can't remember where it is, but you can find it. They've also been cited by some big guys. So they have sources out there available. It's hard to get your hands on some of these sources, but I guess I'll leave dark mode on. So these are the summary of some of their statistics that they pulled. On the top, software projects are 400% larger on average than other types of projects in terms of cost overrun. I believe a lot of these are down here, so then we'll skip to down here. Approximately 70% of software projects fail to meet their objectives, and this is from 2024, last month. In the UK, only 16% of government IT projects are considered successful. Software projects are 400% larger. We read that one. 17% of large IT projects go so badly that they threaten the existence of the company. 17%. 70% already fail to meet their objectives. Only 16% in the UK government are considered successful. 17% of large IT projects threaten the existence of the company. Only 40% of software projects are considered successful based on meeting scope, time, and cost goals. 30% of software projects fail outright, canceled before completion. Poor requirements account for 78% of project failure. 39% of software developers believe their organization's agile practices are not successful. Dun dun dun. 70% of IT projects experience scope creep. That too, scope creep. Software projects are 20% more likely to go over budget than other types of projects. Only 52% of companies successfully complete all their projects. Agile projects are 28% more likely to succeed than traditional projects. Even though 39% of software developers believe their organization's agile practices are not successful. 14% of software projects fail because of inadequate project management. 30% of organizations have had at least one failed agile project. The average cost overrun for IT projects is 27%. These numbers aren't that great either, honestly.